Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Shooting for the Stars Podcast with your one and only host, Cameron Williams. And today I have an episode for y'all today that I think y'all might like. And no, it's not going to be me rambling. I know y'all like, sometimes y'all get annoyed to hear my annoying voice. I understand that. But today, I'm here with
Kayden Dennis.
Kayden Dennis. Appreciate you, man, for taking the time out your day to come stop by the studio, man, and really come by and really sit down and have a little talk with me today. Want to ask you some questions. So I heard you're going to be attending Dallas Mountain View College. Your first year, obviously, Kayden Dennis, as we all know, his senior year, he finished off his senior year at Worthing High School, downtown Houston. His senior year, he finished off with 12 points per game, 7 assists, and got 2 steals per game, and got a scholarship to, once again, I say, Dallas College Mountain View. And but it didn't start off there, though. It didn't start off there. I remember you telling me, you obviously, we all know the story. You grew up in Pensacola, Florida, and you went to your freshman year, you said you went to Booker T. Washington High School. You came down here, you took a plane ride down here, came down here to Houston, and you went to Hightower your 10th grade through your 11th grade year, then eventually venturing off to Worthing where you finished off and arguably had the best season of your career, of your high school career, which topped it off. So let me just ask you, how was it like growing up in Pensacola, man? Like, can you take me through the audience through that? We want to know, like, how was it like? Because we're in Texas, as we all know. As we all know, Florida's one of those states. Like I say, it's completely different, especially for me, because I never got a chance to even be in. So so how was it like? How was it like growing up there, man?
Really, well, first of all, on the sports side, it's like Pensacola not really a basketball city. Like, you got obviously gyms from every state, city, but it's, for the most part, it's really a football city. Like, all my big brothers, like, I got a brother that go to Wake Forest, and I got another one. He was at the University of New Mexico, but now he going the JUCO route. But they all play football, so like, that's the first part, like, with sports. And then, like, growing up, it's really just like every other neighborhood is like on the bikes and stuff, playing basketball every day, like with my friends back in the day.
Asking, so at what age did you realize you first put a ball in your hand when you said, "Oh yeah, I want to take this seriously, like not just playing for fun"? Like, what age did you realize that come across that path?
I think when I was in middle school, like, I had got cut my 8th grade year, like my last year of middle school, so I was like really hurt. So like going into my 9th grade year, I was just like, I started going to the park, 12th Avenue Park, every morning 5 a.m. before school. Go there, work out, come back home, take a shower, work out after school, like just every single day. Like, my big brother Marlon, rest in peace, he used to make me like lift weights up in the crib, like do calf raises, lift, and all that stuff. And then so that's when I really realized, like, on the work ethic side, like, that's how you truly get better, like perfecting your craft, working every day, doing what you need to do.
And I want to speak on that. As you know, your big brother Marlon, aka you called him Low.
Yeah.
He was a big role. He was a big idol in your life. He was somebody that you looked up to, somebody that you really admired, and and ever since. And I want to ask you is how was it when y'all split up? Like,
it really just wasn't him. Like, Marlon really my big cousin. Like, I just grew up with bro all the time. Like, but like, it was me, him, Reed, my other cousin Reed, my other cousin Eldrick. It was us 4 all the time. We all went to the same school. We was all on the basketball team, so we was together every day. But like, when I had to leave for Texas, they kind of like wanted that. Like, they understood, like, Pensacola not really the best place for a basketball player to be, and just people to be in general. It's not really a good city. So, they was supportive. You feel me? They was never like, "Oh no, I don't want you to go." Like, they was happy. They wanted me to go.
Right. Okay, so now let's get into the good stuff. Now let's get into the stuff to look forward to. Like I said, the future. Now, how do you feel that the trend to pivot from high school to college will mold you not only into as a better athlete, as a better basketball player, but how do you think that pivot will mold you to it as a better man, as a better person?
Really, for me, I built a relationship with my coach. Like, me and my coach, we really locked in. Like, I call bro, I talk to bro every day. Like,
what's his name, if you don't mind me asking?
Leroy Phillips,
yeah,
Coach Leroy Phillips. We built a real relationship. So one of his biggest things is like, basketball is not your whole life. You still got to be a student. You still got to be a man at the end of the day. So, having him in my corner, I feel that's gonna help me be really successful. And then also just being by myself, having the freedom and having to exercise that discipline, because when you by yourself, you never know what you're gonna do. If nobody there to tell you what's right, what's wrong, you don't know what you're gonna do.
Right, there's nobody there to hold you accountable. Like if nobody's there, if somebody you have people in your
yourself.
Exactly. You don't want to have people in your corner. That's why I try to tell the audience that like you don't want yes men, people that tell you what you want to hear. You have to have people that tell you, what's right, what's gonna get you the way you want. And you might not like it. That's the thing. You're not always gonna like it. I'm pretty sure we've all heard things that we necessarily don't like. But when you take a look deep down in the mirror, when we go to sleep at night, we always have to look ourselves in the eye and say, are we getting to that top echelons of what we're ultimately trying to be and what we're ultimately trying to manifest in the future? Are we going in the right direction? We all gotta ask ourselves that. Period. And I want to get into Coach Leroy Phillips. How are you excited about playing for him, man? Coach Leroy, man. Ever since he took the job in 2005, I believe, at Dallas College Mountain View, there, and won a championship 2010 and 2011 season. What's it called, man? That was for the NJCCCA, I believe, to West Conference. How was that, man? How was that?
I'm excited, to be honest. The season haven't really started. Like, I haven't really went to school yet, so I've only I met him 2 times, but I call him, I talk to him a lot, and he's a good coach from like what I talk to the players and just seeing how they performed last year, and like they was favorites to win it again last year too. So I'm excited for sure. I'm ready to get to work. If I do everything I'm supposed to do, I'm gonna be a big part of the program. So.
Absolutely, because so far from further workouts and stuff you've already had, it's just a little sample size so far. You haven't really done much yet. As you said, the season has not started, but I already heard he's looking at you as a guy to not be like your typical freshman, to sit on the bench and learn. I heard you're going to be a part of a rotation. Is there any truth to that? If not, fault me if I'm wrong.
Nah, I'm being a rotation for sure.
And what role are you looking for? Is there any kind of role, as a specific role that you're trying to look for as a player, or are you just trying to get in there and just learn and just benefit the team however you can? What kind of role do you want to play, or are you just not no role player? Are you looking at it as whatever role the coach wants you to play?
Really, I just want to win for real. Like, not just win. Obviously, I'm soaking up all the game that I'm getting from my peers, my teammates, and whatnot. But the role that they want me to have is obviously playmate, like I did in high school. So really just and defending and playmaking. So that's really just, I want to come in there hard nosed. Coach say I'm a dog. I want to come in there, showcase that, pick up 94 feet early, showcase I'm here to play.
Right. Absolutely, and I want to get into that. And as we got some highlights. Y'all guys are gonna see up on the screen. Like I said, how I like to define your game. You're a really quick, shifty guard that has the ability to get his own shot, but also still play makes for other. Now, I asked, having all those skills in your bag, how do you find a way? As a point guard, how do you balance that? How do you balance being able to know, okay, what game I need to go get a bucket, or versus to what game do I need to create the best for our team will be get my teammates involved? How do you distinguish from that? Because I know that can be hard, that can be challenging for younger guards entering the collegiate level, and the audience wants to know.
Well, really, it really just depends on your role, how much you get the ball. Like, I'm not going to be the primary playmaker, so I'm really learning from the point guard from last year. But, like, in high school, when I had the ball in my hands a lot.
Right.
So it's like, of course, I'm going to have more opportunity to create my own shot.
Correct.
But at the collegiate level, you're not going to you probably touch the ball 7-8 times and a half. So you feel me? You probably feel like, you're not getting it enough. But for me, I understand, like, who's better than me, not better than me. Obviously you feel like you're the best guy when you walk in the gym, but
correct.
Like, who I need to get the ball to, who's a shooter, who's not a shooter, live threats, just understanding my teammates. That's really the role I want to have. Just winning, playing defense, like having a winning attitude, creating a winning culture for our team.
I love that. I love that answer. Absolutely. That's the number one thing, especially for any newcomers. No matter how long you've been, even for seniors or juniors, the ultimate goal should always be to win and win first. No matter what kind of sacrifice you have to make. So the fact that you're coming in there with that mindset early, I believe is really going to be good. It's going to be good for that team. And now let's get to some stuff now. What strengths do you feel like? Hey, let's be honest now. I'm going to get into the overall spectrum. I love to get to the spectrum again. What strengths do you bring right now? What strengths do you bring to Mountain View versus, and what are some weaknesses that you feel like that weaknesses you had last time we seen you play ultimately your senior year that you've corrected on, that you've been working on this summer to improve? Let's just let's start with the strengths first.
Strengths for sure, playmaking.
Oh yeah.
In the pick and roll, getting in isolation. I like to get to the mid range a lot. Get downhill, and when you get downhill, make good decisions. Those are some strengths I have. I feel like weaknesses I had in high school, I didn't. It was a lot of times I was supposed to shoot, didn't shoot. Supposed to pass, didn't pass. Pass, when I was supposed to shoot, not supposed to pass.
Right.
So just the decision making, like being keener on it, and the tray ball too. I didn't really shoot a lot of threes because I had the ball in my hands a lot, and I didn't really shoot off the dribble like that. I shot mid ranges off the dribble. So the tray ball for sure, and my range too. My range got a lot farther because college three is different from the high school.
Right.
Yeah, shooting. I think that's the main thing I was working on this summer, and really stamina too.
Right.
When I get tired, that's really when I start to turn the ball over. Don't play as good at defense, and I'm already little, so stamina, just making sure in sprints and stuff, finish first and stuff like that, little stuff.
Okay, let me. So obviously we've all had off days. We've all had bad performances. Do you remember? First, if you don't mind me asking, do you remember your a bad performance that you had in a game that was like, dang man, this game you just kept thinking about it, and if so, what did you learn from it? Because I feel like in life, before you answer that question, I feel like in life, we heard the old saying that you can always learn more from a loss than you can from a win. And that goes from anything. And that goes from, I'm just not talking about sports today, that goes for anything. But like I said, I'm not doing the talking. I want you to hear from Kayden Dennis.
Yeah, it was for sure some games where I was like, dang, you go home, you think like, dang, I know I could have, if I would have did this, if I would have did that. But it's really just confidence, for real. Like, every time I played bad, it was always like feeling like I wasn't ready for it, or self-doubt. But if you put in the work and you really grind, the grind gonna give you what you give the grind. Sometimes you might shoot, you be like, oh, that's off, and it still go in. That's just because you done shot that shot so many times, your body used to it,
Right.
So I feel like, I also got way closer to God too. That's also what it help you too.
Absolutely.
But just your work, trusting and believing in your work, and praying, staying prayed up, and that's the most thing I learned from playing bad. At least, for sure.
Right. And and would you say that if you've had a bad game, the next game, would you say that you're a frequent bounce back, or somebody that you continue to bounce back?
Yeah.
And that's because of, like you said, the work that you put in, the time that you put in.
If I have a bad game, I'll go home and shoot. I feel like I'll go home and work out after my game if I feel like it wasn't good enough performance.
Okay, so now a little fun question now. What player, what pro athlete you looked up to growing up? A player that you I'm talking about, that could be in a college player.
Sharif, for sure. Sharif Cooper.
Sharif Cooper? If you mind me, why Sharif Cooper?
Bro was just always so shifty. Not just Sharif Cooper. I used to watch the whole Jelly film. When I was in middle school, I had Jelly film in my bio. I used to watch all the gritty New York guards Dior Johnson. I used to watch him a lot. I used to watch Jalen Green a lot too. Josh Christopher. They from Cali though, and I used to watch. That's really it, Sharif. But Sharif was just always so. He was lit. He's always smaller than everybody,
right.
But he was a dog.
Right.
He got real IQ. He truly understands the game. So it's hard not to appreciate somebody like that.
Right.
Watching him.
Absolutely. Yeah, because Sharif Cooper is one of those guys that he doesn't get talked about. Really. That's why I'm surprised you said that. I thought you were gonna. And it really threw me off. Like I say, it's a lot of good players out here. But I say it doesn't have to just be in the.
Oh yeah, Kyrie. Kyrie for sure. A lot of Kyrie, a lot of Kobe. Gilbert Arenas too. I used to watch a lot of Gilbert Arenas.
Oh yeah, people don't know. He has a mouth now that he's retired, but that man right there, that's one of the best ball handlers we've ever seen.
That man, the goods for sure. Who else I used to watch, bro? That's really it. But NBA, I definitely say Kyrie was always my favorite player. From when I first started watching basketball, I always loved Kyrie. That might be Kyrie for sure. LeBron the GOAT, but Kyrie definitely my favorite player.
You got LeBron as the go-to?
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't need no debate, cuz. We don't need no debate. So it's not going to be no LeBron versus MJ debate. You know, I was ready for that, okay? I'm going to tell you that right now. Anybody that wants to come on Shooting for the Stars podcast, okay, and try to somehow try to downplay me on why Michael Jordan's better than LeBron James, you're crazy. Not going to happen, because LeBron James is the GOAT.
You're done with the 90s.
I'm telling you, you're done with it. Look, what are some hobbies and stuff you enjoy doing outside of basketball? And if basketball was to not be like the NBA was to not, or if overseas was to not professionally work out for you, God forbid, what is something else you could possibly, something you also love to do, some way you could also, say, okay, this is for me. I love doing this too.
My big brother, he put me onto computer science. It's like basically, how your phone, when you press the button, it cuts on. Somebody had to like go and engineer that, make your phone do that,
Right.
Or like with websites, when you click a button and something happens, like on YouTube, you click a video and it plays. Somebody had to, engineer that software to make it do that when you click the button, So that's something I really like. That's something I'm probably gonna end up majoring in college. And marketing too, marketing, you always have a job, God forbid basketball don't work out, but I always have a job because it's a million jobs in marketing. You could go market a car, you could go market some clothes, you could, it's a whole bunch of stuff you could do. So those are my two things. I used to draw. I used to want to have clothes. Like I had made some samples and stuff. I never dropped it, but yeah, that's pretty much it as far as hobbies go. I really be chilling. I really just hoop.
Hoop, yeah, that's the ultimate. That's the thing, that's the tunnel vision. That's that. As anybody that has something that they're very passionate in, you don't even want to live in a universe where you're thinking about you're not doing that. You see what I'm saying? Because that's because if that's something you really want to do, you're gonna do whatever it takes. You're gonna put the work in. You don't even want to be asked if I'm not playing. I'm gonna be playing basketball. So. Like I said, that's a great explanation. Marketing is very niche. It's really big now. Another thing too, computer science, data analytics with an IT, and that's another thing too. I think about. You ever thought about doing IT? You ever thought about doing IT?
I thought about welding.
Oh yeah,
a little bit too, but I don't know about that.
Getting your hands dirty.
Nah.
And you can't. Hey, money is money. You do whatever you can to make. Well, not whatever you can. Whatever God has within the pipeline for you to do. That's what you do. Okay. So now what's that? So, are there any short-term goals you'd like to accomplish in the next few months or in a couple of years or so? When I say a couple of years, probably 1 2 years.
Yeah. For sure. I definitely. I don't know if they have a all freshman team for JUCO or whatever, but if there is one, I definitely like to be on it. I like to at least average 5 to 7 assists, cool little 7 points, some just to get my name out there so people know, people see me in the JUCO room at least, so I can get a better offer and go up to D1, D2 or whatever 4 year. But yeah, I just say averaging probably around 7 to 10, cool little 7 assists, something like that. Be first team all freshmen, or if it's 2 teams, second team all freshmen, or even second team all conference if I'm able to, or first team all conference.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. Yeah. Okay, so now if you don't mind me asking next, you ever heard of you know the phrase teamwork?
Yeah, I heard that phrase before.
Okay, so for me, was there any year from your high school year, from any past team that you learned the most from, that you love playing with the most? And after that, would you mind asking how important do you think it is teamwork, the quality of a team, everybody on the team being on the same page in order to have championship success, like what your soon-to-be head coach Leroy Phillips had in 2010 and 2011?
I say my favorite team, probably either this past year, my senior year, or my freshman year, because I went to school with my big cousins and them, so it was we all lived together, we go to basketball practice together, get dressed together, so that was really cool because it's my real family.
Right.
But this past year definitely showed if we had a shooter and he wasn't always there with us mentally, but he's nice though. He can really hoop. But him being out of it mentally and him being the best shooter on the team, it kind of hurt us. We needed him in moments and he couldn't produce for us. and we used to like bash him, get on him, bash him, but he would just play worse when we bashed him. So, you know, once we started really talking to him, understanding like what's going on outside of basketball, and then get a real understanding of him, he started, you know, producing more. So that definitely was something that showed me like it can't just be, oh, I'm playing good. Get everybody involved.
It has to be a team effort. It has to be a collective group. Everybody has to be on the same page. Yeah, everybody has to want to win. Yeah, and have you experienced, and there was ever a time where you've said you tried to do it all for your team, like play defense, lead the team in scoring, and it's still in the game still resulted in a loss? Like was there?
Not. I wouldn't say like I had a good team. I ain't gonna lie. We had shout out Cortland Sloan, Corian Hardy.
Shout out Corian Hardy.
Nick, like we had I ain't gonna lie with DJ. We had a good team. Like we had some guys, but Waymo too.
Waymo.
You know, it was a lot of stuff going on, like with our coaches, like we were changing coaches and stuff. Our head coach had left, and it was a lot of stuff going on, you know. But I had a good team. I never felt like, you know, like I was the only one on the team producing. I never felt like that, because Corian get buckets. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah. I seen. I've been in some games. I've been in some games. I seen the
Cortland too though. Cortland nigga, all them boys get buckets. Like I never felt like, I was like just so better than everybody.
Y'all started off playing really gelling well earlier in the OTSR exposure games.
Oh yeah, OTR.
For the fall ball.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so now that we have that, we're ready to end this video real soon, y'all. It's getting ready to be the dagger. I want to ask a few more questions. As far as, I want to reverse back to what we were talking about earlier in the video, and the coach Leroy Phillips, the 18-year coach who currently has a 300 to 230 win-loss record right now. That's way above 500. I think that's a 65% winning percentage as a head coach at the D3 level. As the head coach, you've had some good coaches. I want to shout out Coach, Stephen Woods from Hightower.
Yeah, shout out Coach Woods.
Coach Woods, and of course your coach at Yates. And then of course Coach Worthing, and then Coach Ward. Obviously, Coach Ward.
Yeah, shout out Coach Ward. He helped me change my jump shot.
He changed your jump shot. So you've had good coaches at your high school level.
Coach Lewis at Booker T. Washington. That's the best coach I ever had in my life. Shout out Coach Lewis.
For sure, Coach. So again, you've had great coaches at that level. So now let me ask you this now. So how important? What are some things you expect? Because it goes both ways. Y'all are essentially, y'all both grown men. You're a young man. He's a grown man. Obviously, still men at the end of the day. How are some ways you want him to? What do you look at some tendencies? What are some ways you look for him as a coach to get you better? And then also from him, what do you also want to see from him? To kind of like everything's earned. It's called like it is earn respect. Yeah. What does he have to show you? In other words, what do you want him to?
I mean, he really showed me everything, like with the whole recruitment process, like. Because at first I wasn't gonna go. I was gonna go to Centenary. Centenary was recruiting me. I was gonna go play for Centenary that 4 year, and then he was just really explaining to me like it was better to go JUCO route first instead of to a really expensive 4 year that wasn't gonna cover everything, And he just kept it real with me. Like I still wasn't messing with him. And then when I called him, because I couldn't go to Centenary, when I called him and I was like, Coach, I think I want to come to Mountain View. He was like. We understand, we're your last option, but we still gonna treat you like the first option. So he was really 100 with me the whole recruitment process. He didn't really lie to me too much, or really at all. Like everything he told me was gonna happen happened. So yeah,
That's what's up. And you said that now, last option. Nobody wants to hear that, and when we hear that, and we still get on. Most people have what's called a chip on their shoulder. Do you enter this season? Do you enter this when you look at playing for Mountain View? Are you coming in here with a chip on your shoulder?
So I feel like I could play at a good program for anybody. Like I feel like I could play anywhere. So I definitely want to be able to prove that I could give me some years under my belt, some experience.
Some experience.
Go to a 4 year and do everything I need to do. The work just gonna.
It's gonna show. It's gonna show. And like you said, with your faith and with your endless belief in the man above, it's going to show. You just have to stay down for the come up. Keep playing with that same relentless work ethic, and everything you with the sun. I'm telling you, you will reach the end of the tunnel one day. The light will shine.
So it get greater later.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Lo used to always say that it get greater later.
It get greater later. That's what it says. It gets greater later. I might put that might be I might add that as a tag in this video. I might add that as a tag. It gets greater later. It really does. It does. Well, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of Shooting for the Stars Podcast. Thank you again, Kayden, for coming by, stopping by, please, and get with you. I know your schedule's very busy. I think you'll find time, the 30 minutes to squeeze time in here for Shooting for the Stars. We greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. And is there anything you want to tell the audience one last time before we skedaddle?
Nah, for real, just, you know, so like, subscribe, comment, everything, you know, do what you need to do. Yeah, that's it.
Y'all heard it from him, the man and only, Kayden Dennis. And I will see y'all guys in the next video. And y'all guys let me know what y'all want to hear next. And I have more interviews officially coming for y'all. Now it's not going to be only I have more coming on for y'all in the near on future real soon. And y'all guys let me know in the comment section down below what y'all like to hear next. And I will see y'all in the next one on Shooting for the Stars Podcast with y'all's one and only host,